Hello my weasels, welcome to this first video on my new channel, WB Vlog, video blogging channel, yeah. Welcome, my name is Weasel Bandit. I will, on this channel, be talking, not much else than that. I will be talking about what's going on in my life, what I feel about the channel that I have, my gaming channel, Weasel Bandit Games, if you are unfamiliar with that, but my bet is that you probably come from there instead of, well, finding this video, I don't know. Perhaps, if so, kudos, and thank you for being here. Yeah. What I'll be doing here today is I will be talking about why I chose to make this channel and why I have chosen to rehash or redesign the Game Cave channel, where I upload my gaming videos and my other projects. And sorry about that. I'm just gonna put that on mute for a... I'm just gonna put that on mute so it doesn't... Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'll be talking about why I chose to change the channel. And for the past week and a half, for the past 2 weeks, I've been rather inactive on my gaming channel, and the reason for that is that I've been feeling a little bit down recently. Not that I've been feeling depressed or anything. I just couldn't really muster up the energy to work on the channel. I didn't really feel like it, and it's something that most people feels like sometimes in their life, and it comes pretty regularly with my my projects and what I'm doing with me, and that's because of my personality and my, well, I've got a few diagnoses. Perhaps I will share them with you in another video. That's not what I'm here to talk about today, but I was feeling down about the channel. I didn't really feel like it was going anywhere. I didn't really feel like that it would matter if I put something up, and that really depressed me, because YouTube really is my goal. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a full-time YouTuber because of some reasons I might tell you about someday. It's pretty much the only job that I have ever been able to stick to longer than a few months, and it's really the only kind of, well, let's say, financial salvage. I don't know what word to use, but it's really the only plan that could potentially be something sustainable in the future for me. I've tried a lot of other things, but a lot hasn't really worked. So financially, I'm really dependent on my YouTube channel being something that will at some point be a viable income for me. That's at least my ultimate goal with the channel. Of course, you shouldn't be making a channel just, or having a channel or creating a channel just for the sake of the money or being able to live off it. That doesn't work like that, because then you won't get far. And I haven't been doing the videos and making the videos and maintaining the channel because of that. I really enjoy having the channel, and I enjoy, well, let's say it like this. I play the games anyway. I discuss them in my head with myself anyway. I do have projects like the writing and the audiobook and everything else. I do have all these projects that I put up on the gaming channel, or on my Game Cave channel. I do them anyways. Anyway, I don't know. I do them anyways. Yeah. So I do them because I like them, not because that I hope to someday live. But that's my ultimate goal. But the reason why it felt so devastating to really feel like the channel wasn't going anywhere was because now suddenly my ultimate goal, my salvation, my plan to someday be able to have something that would sustain me financially, that was gone. Suddenly, I had nothing. The plan, the goal that I've been looking forward to, or that I've been looking at for the past 2 years actually, suddenly that was gone. That wasn't there anymore. So I that really took me not by surprise, but that really shook me, and yeah, it was really devastating, really depressing to suddenly suddenly lose something that you have been holding on to for so long. Of course, I knew that sometimes I get down like that. I know that it's just a temporary feeling. This time it lasted a little bit longer than usual. And even today I'm kind of forcing myself to get back in the game, because I still don't really have that extreme desire to do something and upload new videos. But after a week or so had passed, I figured it's not going away anytime soon by itself. This feeling of helplessness and feeling of that you can't really, that I couldn't really make good of my plan, and I wasn't good enough to have my channel. I wasn't funny enough. My videos wasn't good enough, and everything. That feeling of mediocrity and feeling of despair that you get when you don't really feel like you're good enough, or what you're doing is good enough. I knew that it was temporary, but I also knew that for it to go away, I would have to do something myself. I would have to do something actively to help it. So what I did was I started joining a few YouTube groups on Facebook and other places to read about how others were doing, and I also started watching some videos about how you could improve your channel, and reading a book about improving your channel. And one of the things that really stuck to me from what I from what I read there, was something that I have always heard, but I've never taken it seriously. And I've heard it regarding when I'm writing. I've always wanted to be a writer ever since I was 8 years old. I've been writing on a novel for the past 6 years, and what I've heard there was you have to have a target audience in your mind, and you have to have it written down, and you have to really have it clearly defined. And I really didn't want to do that, because, well, if I targeted to only a tiny group over there, then all the others would potentially not be reached by my book, and that was also the same thing with the channel, that I didn't want to define it like really decrease the size of my target audience, because I wanted it to be available for people, for a wider audience. And that was actually something that was written in the book there, that he wrote that a lot of people don't like narrowing down your target audience, because they feel like it would decrease the number of people it would reach. But he also said that to really pour yourself into your work, you have to find out who the target audience is. Not just the target audience as a group, but who the single target audience member is. And suddenly I realized I'm not the kind of guy that does the gaming videos and is funny all the time. I'm not Splattercat. I am not, PewDiePie. I haven't really watched a lot of PewDiePie, but a lot of people know PewDiePie. I'm not them. I have to be me. And then it also hit me. The kind of me that I really am is the kind you get to see in the Prison Architect videos that I've been doing on my Game Cave channel. And funnily enough, those videos are by far my most popular videos. So it suddenly hit me that for my videos to really shine through, for my videos to really become something that people would want to watch, I'll have to be myself. And that's why I have defined my target audience. I've defined my target audience to be someone somewhat nerdy. I've defined my target audience to be within the somewhat nerdy group, to be someone who likes to do their best in the game. And I've also defined my target audience to be someone who's somewhat nerdy, who likes to do the best, and who's like really nerdy about doing the best. And extremely funnily enough, he said that once he himself defined his target audience, he found out that they were exactly the kind of guy that he was. And the target audience that I've defined, the ones I want to address and to make videos for, is exactly the kind of guy I am. So that's really the reason why I've been redesigning the Game Cave, and why the reason I'm creating this channel is actually to let you guys know who I am. Like, really know who I am. Painstakingly tell you who I am. So that you know who it is that is talking to you. That you know with what background I am talking, and why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, on what basis that I base my arguments on, and my thoughts and everything. So yeah, and also because it's rather therapeutic to talk about what is happening in your life. And that's always been how I am. I have no secrets to my friends and to my family. Like they all know everything that goes on. I don't feel the desire to keep much hidden, or it's just me. I'm pretty honest about what I do, and pretty open about what I do. If I have a bad day and people ask how are you, I'll say, well, I'm not so good. And if I'm let me give you an example. 2 years ago, I experienced something that I have never thought that I would experience. I was hidden. Is that how you say it in English? I was hit. I was affected. Never mind. I'm pretty sure you understand what I want to say. 2 years ago, I was hit by a huge depression. I have never thought that would happen to me. I have never been the kind of person who would seem to be one who would get that, and people were like really shocked when they found out. I was shocked, not as much shocked as I didn't really want to have a depression, or to be depressed, because it was, I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but because it was so mainstream. Everyone was having a depression. Everyone was feeling depressed, and everyone would say, "Oh, I'm having a depression." I don't know what the terminology is in English, but yeah, and I didn't want to add to that, because I really feel like that the term to be depressed, or to the clinically term depression, has been diminished by all of the people who hasn't been diagnosed, who hasn't gone through the healthcare system, and who just says, well, I'm feeling sad most of the time, so I'm probably depressed, clinically depressed. But, well, I was seeing a psychiatrist as part of some other stuff, and I did get the diagnosis depression, clinically depression, and that happened, and everything just really started to snowball downhill, like really, really fast, and I gained like 70 pounds in a year. I can put up a picture of how I looked a couple of years ago, and it's really quite astonishing how fast that really snowballed. But when people around me, even people who didn't really wasn't really close, or they weren't really close, people was close, yeah. English is confusing, really confusing with, yeah. When people asked how I was doing, I would just tell them, oh, today I'm not feeling so well. I've just been diagnosed with. It's not like I would go saying it to everyone. It was like if people genuinely asked, then I would tell them. Because of course you can go and say, well, how are you? And then you would say, oh, things are going great, or things are going good, or things are going, or something like that. But if people genuinely wanted to know, like, how are you? How are things going? Then, well, they're not so good. There's been that and that, and there's been this and that. And what I really like about doing that is then people won't have to tiptoe around you. No matter who you are, the people you know each other in some way. And people are talking about you when you're not there. That's just a fact of life. And what I really enjoyed or really liked about being open about when people asked was that when they talked, when they thought about me, they knew exactly where they had me. They knew exactly what was going on in my life. They didn't have to speculate. And often you feel like that it's embarrassing, or that you can't really talk to anyone about it, and you feel alone, and that just adds to the depression. And that's a really, really, really normal thing to feel like when you have some kind of psychological or physical illness or something like that. And I didn't want that to become something that I was afraid of, or something that would tear me down even further. So when people genuinely asked me, I just told them. They weren't even surprised about that, because they actually asked because they wanted to know. And then we could talk about that. They knew exactly where I was, and I didn't feel like there was something wrong with me that I couldn't share with someone, or that it was embarrassing. And I think that really helped me, well, stay in control of everything, because it was more of a physical depression where my body reacted, and I couldn't really get things done, and I was fired from a job, and so on and so forth, and all of that. But I didn't really feel psychologically depressed. Of course I did that, but not as far down as I possibly could have been if I just sat and wallowed in how terrible everything felt. So that's really something that I want to do here also, that I want to be honest with you guys. If you want to know who I am, how I'm doing, then you can watch these videos and I'll tell you. If you want to know a specific aspect of my life, if you want to know something, then I'll tell you. Just ask me and I will tell you. Because, well, why shouldn't I? Of course, there are some things that I like to keep private. That all people have some things in their life that they want to keep private. But if you're genuinely interested in me, talk to me, and I'll be here. That's the main reason why I've made this channel. It's to let you guys know who I am, and I hope that will put some depth to my Game Cave channel, where I will, where if you watch both, then I really feel like that will put the Game Cave channel in perspective. Or I can't really find the right word to but I feel like it'll have a positive effect. And of course, it might be that no one wants to watch these videos, in which case I'm just sitting here talking to myself, but that's also therapeutic. That's also good for me. So I'll be doing these videos anyway. Can you guys tell me, is it anyways or anyway? I don't know. But I'll be doing these videos anyway. So, yeah. You might as well watch them if you want to. And, well, yeah, I guess there's not much to do. There's not much else to do here in this video. I've covered, well, more than I think that I should. I don't know. Yeah. So, I might make another video later tonight. I might make another one tomorrow. It might be a week. I don't know. I don't know what the typical thing here is, but I want to make this channel my own. So that's what I'm gonna do. So thank you for being here at WB Vlog. I wanted to call it Weasel Vlog, but that name was already taken by someone rather popular, and I didn't want his videos and my videos to become like confusing or confused with each other. So that's why I called it WB Vlog, or VB Vlog, if you will. So yeah, thank you for being here. My name is Weasel Bandit. I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.